Right, hello everyone. While we're in lockdown, I thought I might give you a quick crash course on how to make most of the New Forest Knowledge interactive map and the different layers that you can find on that. So if you open up the website or go to nfknowledge.org, and there's loads of different functions you can click on, but we're not going to look at those today. What we're going to do is scroll down and you look at this map, the GIS or Geographical Information System. So first of all, let's turn off all the data sources because it's quite noisy and it's going to make things a bit confusing. You can do that by clicking on the Legends tool, and then if you toggle these double arrows, you'll make it full screen. And I'm just going to turn on a few layers just to give you an idea of what the different functionalities are of the map. So in this nature layer, if you expand the different pluses, you can see the different tools and different layers, and you can see the different nature reserves that have been turned on here, local and national, and you can change the transparency of these by moving those levers left and right. So just toggle those on and off by ticking the ticks and move the levers up and down. We can also change the base maps, so we can have Bing maps, Bing aerial photography, or even Ordnance Survey maps. You have to zoom in a bit to look at these, but yeah, if you use the Ordnance Survey, then this is the one for you. But the bit that we're really interested in are the historic environment bits. There's a few other things in here, um, such as landscape characterization areas. You can see where you are. Just change the map back to open street map here. You can, for example, we can see Avon Valley over here and different bits and bobs, but I'll let you explore those for yourselves. You can also turn on ancient woodlands, different landscape types. Again, you can change the transparency of these for where you are, and if you click on them, it will tell you what that is. Not sure if Coastal Fringe is quite right for that one. Do let us know if you spot anything wrong with the website, by the way. But yeah, that's just to give you again an idea of the functionality. Again, if we click on the New Forest tab, there's some really good bits in here. So the Open Doomsday link, actually, the points shows you towns or settlements that are actually recorded in the Doomsday book. And we're getting this data direct from the Open Doomsday website. And each village that you click on, like Lyndhurst here, tells you how that village or that town is documented in the Doomsday book itself. If I just open that back up. And all those points are represented as red points, so you can find those in the New Forest section just here. And then we've got Minstead just up here as well, for example. So you can see, for example, how old a town or a village might be if they're documented in the Doomsday Book and around 1070, 1069, something like that. You can turn on the new national park boundary, which might be helpful if you're a studying student, for example. But the bit I'm particularly interested in there is the archaeology layer. So we've got lots of different sources that we can pull in. Hampshire HER or Historic Environment Records archaeology layer is probably one of the richest sources, and these are coming straight from Hampshire County Council. Each point you click on will tell you where an archaeological site is located. These might not be perfect. If they're a site of particular significance, like a find spot, for example, it won't be exactly where that is. But this is a nice example here, the spot bang in the middle of Beaulieu Airfield, Second World War airfield. And if we click on more information, what this should do, with any luck, is open up a new page. Oh yeah, here it is over here, or it'll do on the page you've currently got open, and it will take you straight to the Hampshire County Council website and give you a bit more information about that archaeological site. So this is, as I say, the Beaulieu Airfield on the Hants website there. And there are loads of different other archaeological records, so do have a play with them. And these are what inform planning decisions, these are what inform research projects, so really interesting. We also have scheduled ancient monuments, and these are a record or a data set brought in from Historic England, and these are nationally protected sites. So anyone that wants to do any work on these, have to get permission from the Secretary of State. So we've got Beaulieu Abbey here, for example. That's a scheduled area. And if we just nip up north, then what we should be able to see, oh yeah, there it is Bishop's Dyke. I think it's called Bishop's Dyke, that's it. So Park Pales, this is a hunting area, a special hunting area linked to the Bishop of Winchester. And again, if we click on the more information tab, what it does is take us straight to Historic England's website, so we can see the full scheduling, full details on where the site is found, the reason it's designated, and a bit more about that monument. So do explore those as well. These are nationally important sites, so really quite interesting of all different time periods. We can also turn on historic or listed buildings. Again, these are a historic England data set, and if we head up here to Lyndhurst and just pick on some of these cream coloured dots, I think this one, yeah, that's right, that's the Stag Hotel, and again it's grade 2 listed, and if I were to click on that link then we go through to the Historic England website. We do have the Hampshire locally listed buildings as well, which I forget what colour these come up as. They're potentially green as well, so it's quite hard to see the difference, but have a play, see what you can see. I won't go too far down that one. We can get registered parks and gardens. Again, these are nationally designated sites. If we head southwest a bit, we should get to, yep, there it is. If we click on that, Rhinefield House, there's a grade 2 park and garden there. There's loads of different things to be looked at and played with on those different data sets. The other ones that we have in here are the national mapping data sets. So these are different time periods, and these have been digitized, recorded through historic aerial photographs, LiDAR data, even Google Earth imagery. And it's important to remember these aren't fact. So these are a team of aerial photography or aerial specialists who have looked at data sets and interpreted what they've seen. So they haven't gone out and checked all of these, so they shouldn't be taken as gospel by any strike of the imagination, but they're quite often correct. So here we've got some prehistoric barrows in green, we've got some medieval lynchets over here. We've got a wood bank. I'd suspect that's a boundary bank associated with Beaulieu or a toll road, something like that. But as you can see, the different colours represent different time periods, and you can start to see some of the different things that have been interpreted in LiDAR data and historic photos, and even from modern aerial photographs. If we tick the modern section, for those of you that are particularly interested in the Second World War, and we head back to Beaulieu Hill, yeah, so we've got First World War glider obstacles, we've got Beaulieu Airfield, the original First World War, the Second World one there as well. We can also toggle war diaries here as well, so if we were to click on that link, we would be taken to the National Archives. And we can see how these correlate with the national mapping, for example. So if I would turn back on the national mapping modern layer, we can see there that we've got war diaries and records for some sites at Beaulieu, as well as in the left up there were some at Brockenhurst. We've also got churchyard surveys and other things to explore. And just to make the investigations a bit richer, we've also got historic maps that you can look at, see how modern maps correlate with the old ones, if roads have changed, if enclosures have changed, and also how the archaeology correlates with that. So you can change translucency again on these. So again, you can see the modern maps creeping through there. This is pre the creation of Beaulieu Airfield from the 1900s, this map. And you can see where the roads have changed or footpaths have changed. And we also have the hillshade LiDAR data. So again, we can see how historic maps or some of the archaeological sites that are seen on historic maps correlate with the special remote sensing 3D LiDAR data. So if we zoom in here, for example, lovely prehistoric barrow and a Second World War, what's that? That's a structure or a building of some sort. And we can see how that correlates with the historic map. So we can see that one barrow there survives very well, another one doesn't show up so well. If we head slightly further west, that barrow's pretty much been destroyed, and we know that Peggy Piggott excavated a lot of the barrows out here, so it's potential that this site was lost prior to the creation of Beaulieu Airfield. Again, a few other barrows recorded here in the early Ordnance Survey map, and if we just change that translucency, we can see some of the barrows survive, some of the barrows don't, and some of the barrows aren't actually drawn on the maps. There's a lovely disc barrow there, for example, that doesn't show up on the map. So, and just quickly, if we turn on the national mapping, again, we can see how that correlates with that historic aerial photograph, and we could do that with the LiDAR as well. So there's plenty there to be playing with. Do drop us any questions, any queries you might have for us. We're available on Twitter, we're available through email, and have an explore, and we look forward to hearing about some of your discoveries.